Hello. So this is Law of Attraction 2.0, and I'm at my parents' flat. There's my mom just like at the next side of a window, who's probably listening to me, and so it's scary doing that video. And I'm outside also, so there could be people listening to me. This is like a little bit of a challenge for me. So, like I've watched like a ton of law of attraction videos on the internet, on YouTube, and now I find that um, most videos I've watched or that I watch right now are really shitty. And the reason is that you can understand the law of attraction in many different ways. So there are different paradigms, which are basically whole belief systems that you can use as a context for the law of attraction. So you can, for example, believe that you're a physical being in a physical universe, but through like your thoughts and your emotions, you can kind of like reprogram your subconscious mind, which is located in your brain, and then this is like gonna have an influence on your behavior. And as you know, like you're in this physical universe, so your behavior is determining what results you're gonna get in your life. So this is, for example, one way of picturing the law of attraction. Then there's like thinking maybe you're still this physical being, but also you're like energetical, and so you've got a whole maybe energy field around you in your around your physical body. And I gotta lower my voice, really. Okay. And like, and so this energy field that you've got around your body is influencing everything around you, because you're physical but also energy, and everything around you is energy that responds to your own energy. And that's not how I see it either. I see it like we are consciousness, which is basically what is witnessing everything that happens in your life. So your physical body, your emotions, your thoughts, and everything that seems to be outside, which you would describe as being outside of you if you, like most humans, you identify with your physical body. I think that's what we are, and we are shifting through what people call parallel realities, which is a set of sensory input at every moment. And so this is a parallel reality right now, and then there's the next one, then there's the next one. Like every moment in itself is a parallel reality. And so this is how I see it, basically. My body, my emotions, and my thoughts, and everything outside of my physical body is part of the parallel reality. And so what determines to what parallel reality I shift is what thoughts and emotions I choose. And it's a little bit a paradox, because I just said that they are part of the parallel reality. But let's say you're in this particular parallel reality right now. There's your body, your emotions, your thoughts. You can choose to react to that whole picture in whatever way you want. And then that's already the next parallel reality. So, for example, you can be angry, and you choose to react to that anger with love. You love yourself. You know you're a limited human being, so it's okay to be angry. You've got all the reasons in the world to be angry, even though it's not really maybe useful. You might think, well, there are reasons why you are angry, and so you react to that, and boom, you shift to a new parallel reality. And so that's basically how I picture it in my mind. And so the big mistake I've always made with the law of attraction, and it's like, oh my god, I've lost so much time doing this, and it has frustrated me so much. It's crazy. is like generally people are like, they people have their life going on, okay, and they don't like their life, they want another life. So what they actually do is they um, go about the whole process of manifesting a new life in a very needy way, because they are trying to escape their present life. So they are trying to escape their present thoughts, emotions, body, and circumstances around them. And so what they're actually trying to do, and what I used to do, is like, I didn't like the emotions that I had in the present. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna, I have to feel different right now. So I forced myself to visualize something that I wanted, but really, I wanted it. I didn't even know if this is what I wanted. So I pictured myself, um, I think I pictured myself like on a stage in front of people, and also like doing videos. And whenever I used to do that, I didn't feel like that good about it. I was like, I think this is the only thing I want, but like it didn't trigger like crazy positive emotions to like think about that. But I was like, I was like, I have to force myself to do that. I have to force myself to visualize if I want to create that reality. And I have to replace most emotions I feel in my life, which are fear, frustration, shame, and feel more like I wanted to feel excitement, basically, and peace, or stuff like that. And so I was trying to force myself to like push away the emotions of like anger, frustration, fear, whatever that I felt in the present moment, to forget about them and to feel something different, and to feel like, to force myself to feel joy and excitement. And the problem with this is, um, with me at least, it didn't work at all. And the reason why is, when you're trying to push away emotions, what you're actually trying to do is, what you're actually doing is, you're giving your energy to them, you are reinforcing them. And so what you're actually doing is, you might reduce them by suppressing or repressing them, which are two different things. But basically it's like, if you're suppressing or repressing negative emotions, what you're doing is like, you're stuffing them down so that you don't have to feel them anymore. And they're still there, they're still in your body, but they're not activated anymore. It's like Eckhart Tolle would say, the he calls it the pain body, and it can be activated or not activated. So you can be like scared of bees, and it's only activated when you think about bees. And when you don't think about them, it's still there. It's just not in your direct awareness. You're not conscious of it, but it's still there. It's gonna arise as soon as there's a bee in your experience. And so, for me, the law of attraction 2.0 is actually kind of like a higher paradigm. It is to realize that, in order to change parallel reality, which includes your now thoughts, emotions, and your physical body and all the pain, you have to be in a state of non-resistance to everything that is. So the first step to changing your reality is to be okay with everything in your experience. So you have to be okay with just everything that you feel. So all the shame, all the fear, all the guilt, everything. And the first step to do that is to first be aware of it. So first, you have to start becoming aware of what you feel in a normal day, without even trying to change it. And that's where I failed, because I failed because I didn't even know exactly what I felt, because I was trying to escape it. So then what I did was like, I I started increasing my awareness, my body awareness during the day. And so now I'm pretty aware 24/7, and I'm with my emotions 24/7. I know how I feel right now. And I did so I basically just did that by observing my emotions 24/7. This is like a workout for me, holding my phone, so then I don't need to go to the gym, which I don't anyways, but it's really like a workout. And so this was the first step, and then I realized, okay, shit, so if I really want to change my reality and therefore like feel the emotions I want to feel, first I have to be okay with like all the shitty emotions in my life. And so what you actually do, what law of attraction 2.0 is for me, it's like letting go of the resistance to your negative emotions, the negative circumstances in your life, which are only negative because you feel negative emotion about them. Every circumstance in your life is completely neutral. It always boils down to the emotion that you feel about something. That's the only reason. If something threatens you, you're gonna feel bad about it. If you like it for some reason, you're gonna feel good about it. Like that's the whole reason why you wanted to be there or not. And shit, I forgot what I wanted to say. So law of attraction 2.0 is like you feel the shitty emotion and you let go of it by merely observing it and being okay with it. And if you do that, you realize that if you do that like enough, you have to be committed, you have to be aware of your body and your emotions like all the time. Not all the time, but at least like you have to be able to stay with it long enough for it to like disappear. And it's gonna disappear as soon as you're okay with it. And so you have to stay with it and like not trying to push it away anymore. So let's say you're angry, or let's say you're like scared of something. You're scared, for example, you have social anxiety. You're scared in social environments. You want to go to the parallel reality where that doesn't happen anymore, and where you're actually confident. So what you'll have to do is like whenever the fear arises, you feel it, it manifests physically in your body. It's like a tension in the stomach, for example. So what you have to do is like you focus on that tension in your stomach and you stay with it. You don't try to change it. And you even have the attitude towards life or God, whatever, like you can even give me more of that, it's okay, I'll deal with that. And so you observe it, and it's hard, it's tough, because that's something you probably have like tried to run away from your whole fucking life. And so you stay with it, and what will happen is maybe it will increase first, or it will just be there and you focus on it. And after a while, if you stay with it, focus on it without trying to resist it, it's going to go away. And you're going to become more of who you actually want to be in that parallel reality where you don't have that fear anymore. And so this is like the first, I think this is the first step to really truly changing your life. And then what you even can do when you're okay with like everything that is in your experience all the time, which honestly most people aren't, and I still struggle with it, but I'm almost there yet. Then you can start to like choose the emotions that you want to feel. You can choose like your state of being, how you want to feel about everything that is in the parallel reality. So you can choose to actually be happy to feel a negative emotion, because like you're gonna feel negative emotions um, pretty regularly all the time anyways, because that's how you cleanse your, just spit on my thumb. Yeah, that's how you cleanse like your body and your emotional body, and that's how you drop all the shitty belief systems that are actually triggering those negative emotions in the first place. It's called emotional guidance system. So instead of trying to like push down a negative emotion and replace it by joy, you're gonna feel joy about the fact that you feel fear. And first you have to just be able to observe the fear, which is just a tension in the stomach. And it's gonna, you're gonna be quite like excited. Oh yes, it's showing up I'm just gonna observe it and even maybe be happy about it, and it's gonna disappear. And you're gonna feel like a strange mix of excitement and fear, and then it's gonna go away. And then you'll be able to fully like really enjoy like the emotion that you want to feel, that you're aiming for. And so shit, 15 minutes. And so that's law of attraction 2.0. It's to realize that that in order to change reality, the first step is to accept it fully. It doesn't mean that you have to stop there. You can still choose your state of being. You can. I read in a book from in Man's Search for Meaning from Viktor Frankl. It's like a book about. It's written by an Austrian psychiatrist, Jewish, who in the Second World War was in a Nazi death camp, and he realized that you can take everything from a man, but his ability to choose his response, his reaction to what's happening to him. So that's your ultimate freedom, basically. It's to choose how you respond to stuff. And so you can choose how you respond to a negative emotion. You can just observe it, stop reacting to it, and then you can even be happy about it and choose joy that you feel fear, because you know it's gonna disappear and it's gonna cleanse anyways. And so I'm not totally there yet. Sometimes I feel excited that I feel bad about something, and it's really cool. But most of the time I honestly just like am aware of my body 24/7, and I embrace everything that's coming up, every fear. Sometimes it's too intense, and then I choose to like, I'm overwhelmed, and I choose to like not let myself like feel the whole emotion because it's just too tough. But that rarely happens. Like most of the time I just feel everything that comes my way, and then it just goes away. And um, maybe then the same emotion will come back, later, but it's gonna be way weaker. And if you apply this like really consistently, you're gonna feel yourself change. I don't feel the same thing now in, for example, in social settings, and there are people around me, and because I've just like accepted all the emotions of shame and fear that I feel when I'm in such situations, and so I've cleansed them. Whenever you start being aware of an emotion, it starts to like, you finally start to stop giving your energy to it and maintaining it. You are the one who are maintaining everything that is in your experience and every emotion that you feel. So if you want to stop feeling all these shitty emotions, you have to first like stop stop pushing against them. And that's what I don't like about like most law of attraction videos I see, and even sometimes spiritual videos. Either it's about like feeling good and stuffing down all the shit, or it's about like, oh, just like observe your thoughts and like try to have an empty mind or whatever, and honestly in my life, like what's really most like the most effective thing is to surrender to stuff and to let go of my resistance to everything that's happening. And then whenever I feel good, I just like generate a positive emotion from within and try to like figure out what I want to feel. And often when I do that, which is funny, is like I'm trying to connect to the parallel reality where I already feel good, and then there's a ton of negative blockages in my body that like just kind of arise. And it used to bother me so much when I was trying to visualize what I wanted like years ago, because then I just didn't feel good and I was like, shit, this is not working. I'm visualizing and I feel bad. It's actually because I think it's because you have limiting beliefs about that which you want to attract or create or whatever. And so it is, but it is completely normal to visualize something and feel bad. Then the opportunity is to let go of what feels bad and not to try to like change it in order to feel good. It's okay to feel bad, but you have to stay with it first. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to like embody like the vibration of the physical reality I want to attract in my life, and I actually feel bad about it. I feel like blockages in my body, I feel fear, I feel like unease, and I feel all of that, and I'm gonna let go of all of that. And that's how I'm gonna start being able to like experience the other polarity of the emotions I feel, but the positive one. And I'm gonna start to like feel all the joy and all the like all the positive stuff that I feel in the parallel reality that I want to attract, basically. So that's law of attraction 2.0. And as I said, it depends on the paradigm, on the context you use in order to understand like something like the law of attraction. So I hope that helps. And I enjoyed that workout for my arm. Thanks for listening.